what really kind of got me into the campaign was when my dad died, and
Yeah.
I felt like, okay, all the service doesn't seem to work. Everyone's keep blaming each other, and you're out here just scratching your head. And it's like, well, why does it take forever to try to make a police report? Why, when every time we request something, there's no budget? Like, what is going on in there? Where is all the tax dollars going? And why the city of Oakland seems to just having so much challenge, and now we're in a deficit and everything else. So I decided to join the race because I wanted to help, and said, well, how can I help in a different level? And my father always said, being a politician, and if you have a good guiding heart, you can really help people's in life, and you can make policy that will really affect the day-to-day outcome for the regular people. And he always urged that I should become a politician. And I said, Dad, I study finance. I own a restaurant, a market, and I do real estate. I love making people happy through making them money and making sure they're full and fed and entertained. I don't want to be in politics. That sounds horrible.
Well, you had obviously experience you guys had when you were younger.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's like, hey, why don't you, doesn't politics look good? What do you think? So
yeah,
you said so many great things. So your father is it Kay? Am I saying it right?
Kai Matoury, yes. Yes.
Your inspiration for you as a person, obviously your mother, you and your whole family, amazing. But your father was like the one who mentored you, right? And told you, do service.
Well, I think I wouldn't said that he mentored me. I would said that he always tried to kind of encourage me to get into politics. But the fact that, I always said, well, it's literally destroyed our life. Like, I was shoved on a plane with 2 UN, came to Thailand because we were granted humanitarian protection because they were in prison. My mom was kidnapped when I was 17 years old, never come home again. And they were both fought for all kinds of different things. And I said, I would never want to do any of that, But in this journey from going into politics, what makes me so grateful is to understand the system better and to understand my father a lot better as a person.
Yeah.
Because I was so resentful toward him, angry with a lot of his choices in life.
So you're saying your mother never came back?
Yeah, my mom never came back. She was kidnapped when I was 17 years old. I was going to school here in Berkeley High.
You had already come over as a refugee when that happened.
So my parents agreed to stay back in Cambodia to continue their work. And while we were granted protection under humanitarian protection, under asylum, and I actually put the piece of paper that I came to Thailand with on the website.
Okay, I didn't see it. Your website is really cool, by the way. So much information. It's really, everybody seems to have really fun websites, and it's like their personality. But I want to say I really enjoyed yours. It had all sorts of cool stuff, and I was able to learn a lot about you. And you're really great on video, by the way.
I am.
Yeah, you're really good.
I'm getting better.
Well, I had heard. You had mentioned the kidnap of your mother, but I didn't know the other side of it. That's just, what a tragedy. Like, wow. So you're over here, and you get a phone call, or how did you find out?
Yeah. So my dad. It's my life story. It almost sounds like a crazy movie. So apparently she was kidnapped, ransomed for money. They exchanged money on the Mekong River, but still my mom never came home. And
so they paid the ransom.
Wow. Correct. They paid a ransom. They came to the hospital, and they apparently, from what I heard, because I was here going to school, that they said that they have some meeting that she needs to attend to, and then she left the hospital and she just never came back. And they sent like an earring and a picture of her to my dad, and said they demanded a lot of money. I don't remember how much. And they said, come with cash, and we're going to exchange the money on the Mekong River. There's a boat that will come. And apparently they did all that, but my mom still never come. Yeah. So it was like, all these, you're talking about corruptions and craziness. Yes, I lived through that.
So people, so Oakland's like it's a cakewalk. This is good. We'll get into it, but this is the most bananas I've ever seen. It's wild. Like it's the corruption's of, and then the news story just came out that the mayor Sheng Tao shouldn't have ever been qualified to be on the ballot.
It's questionable, right? With a lot of different things.
Yeah,
Right.
it's there's so much going on, and that's why when I see you and your personality, you're very positive. It's infectious. When I was going through your campaign website and then finding things that weren't your website but people supporting you, they all seem like really happy. Just really like very happy to support you. And then when I would see you with people, you're just cracking jokes, right? But then you're serious.
Hey guys, you remember this? A trash company spent $75,000 on trash to get our trash elected mayor in office last round.
I think the worst part about corruption in politics is it just takes the hope out of people. It makes people feel like, well, what are you going to do about it? There's nothing to do, right? We can't touch it. It's a monopoly. These people have it locked down. They can be indicted and all these things and still survive, right? Like essentially, any people don't realize if someone's in political office and they get in trouble, the city has to be there, pay for their lawyer. Like local governments and state governments have so much protections for people that are involved in corruption. There are people in other councils throughout the nation. I keep track of all this stuff, of course, and there's still people indicted. They're still getting paid, and they're on council.
So you definitely want a balanced person who have made a lot of mistake and also have done a lot of different things, success and failure, both in both worlds, which I have done. And someone who have that, I believe, that coming from the outside, versus like work in the city hall for so many years or the same, because I think especially the council seat or the voice of the people should come from the outside, because your ears are not so full already with agenda of what you're supposed to be doing, or you're in debt to someone else that got you into the office in the first place.
Yeah, like the fact that people are after everything that went down, and there are people still there that were involved in all sorts of shenanigans, blows me away. They do whatever the hell they want in there anyway. You should just go grab a desk.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Go grab a desk.
One of your jokes was, you're like, look at this car. What do you remember that Instagram video? You were there. Look at this car. Imagine this is your car. It's a wreck. Now imagine this is City Hall. It's a wreck.
Imagine this is your car. Now imagine this is City Hall. It's a wreck. That's why you need me to go in there and fix it. That was funny.
But you know what? I remembered it. It's brilliant stuff. You're a real natural marketer.
Well, it's the truth. I'm just speaking the truth.
It is so true. So the crime epidemic is affecting small business. You've really talked heavily about that. How can Oakland overcome that? You guys have to do it. The cops aren't going to do it. And no disrespect, but
we're going to create a new bounty hunter.
I mean, what's with everybody running their cars through businesses? Now, yours was unique because it was a drunk driver, but there are people intentionally running cars in these businesses and stealing things and not giving a damn if there's anybody there in the way. Like someone's going to get murdered doing this.
We've been robbed too, but the guy who came in here he's so classy. He actually bring an electric saw and he would saw off the change, and then he saved the saw. He saved the change. He took the change and put it in his trunk, and then he tried to jack the door, but we have something called the fire pin drop. So it's like the hole that we drop the pin. So it's really hard to yank the door off. Yeah. And then it was too hard. So he gave up. He said, never mind. So he got the change. It was like, I don't know, $50 or something. But watch him do the whole thing is kind of interesting.
So obviously you have cameras out front. You're watching these people do. They don't care. That's the thing. They don't care
Yes,
for the camera. They're posing for the camera. They don't give a damn.
correct. It's just wild.
They're not handling petty crimes, right? So
No, no, yeah. I
yeah.
have friends in the police department. They said, they got the A and B and C tier. So
Mhm.
if you're like the C, they have so many A and so many B, they're never gonna get to the C. And you're like, you're never gonna see the cop until like 3 days later or something.
Oh, so you have to, as a business person, you have to fend for yourself. So what do you do at this point to protect yourself from crime other than the cameras and having a good attitude?
The gun. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, there's that. I mean, honestly, like, this is people's livelihoods. Like, you were in a position where you had the resources, somewhat. You had the intellectual ability, you had the wherewithal, you had the passion to,
Mhm.
to get it going. Like, I wrote this quote down. You said that was pretty crazy. I wanted to show you. You said, I couldn't bring myself to give up on Oakland or my dreams. When you were, that's a quote that you, I believe, wrote in the blog. You have been in the media a lot, by the way. To all of them watching, you are an iconic presence there in the business community. So not everybody's like that, though. Like, how, if you're a small business person and you're on the fence, like, what advice would you give them to not give up on their dreams?
Yeah, well, I would say keep on going. And, I think we need to fight back. We need to push back. We are the one who I talks a lot about, protect your tax base. And I think that policymaker or government or anybody's in the elected official, they should work very hard to widen their tax base and not tax the people more, right? And the tax base, all the business. These people waking up every day, grind away, doing their passion, and making sure that those guys stay survive and incentivized to continue to be there to collect taxes on behalf of the city of Oakland and to keep people employed, to keep the street from being blight, to pay all the fees and compliant, all kinds of things. So these need to be protected. So I think that the business owner have a lot more power than we actually think we can. Like, a lot of people like what you said, like, oh, we can't do anything. Why bother? It was a lot of that. And when I was camping the first round, there was a lot of pushback and a lot of like people don't want to put my picture on their window, even though
Yeah.
I'm like the only person who a small business. Everyone talks about saving small business, but I actually own small business and run small business.
That's what really impressed me. You really care.
Yes, and I think that more than ever, I think small business need to push back and need to hold the line, need to hold accountability and said, hey, we are here as a tax contributor. We are here vested in the city. We protect the city, we clean the city, we do a lot of different things, just like, City Hall does. We pretty much paid for a lot of things. So why not hold things accountable? And I think this is more than ever. I think that if all my small business colleague could get the message, we gotta stand up together. We gotta hold the line. We gotta demand things, and we need to be more how do you call it, supportive of one of another.
Yeah, like you do. The commercials you do and going out and promoting food. You're generating revenue by generating synergy. Ultimately,
Correct.
you're going to make
That's a
money.
good one.
Yeah.
Yes, synergy. Bring the synergy, bring the energy together, be positive. Yeah, that's like peer you were talking about earlier with me, that the restaurant that got shot up in the Tribune Tower
at about 9 o'clock Friday evening during what we're hearing was a packed service. He said his first thought was getting people to safety.
I got everybody on the floor. I was looking for my security guard, got him, and we just kind of got the situation under control. The people that were hit, we were trying to call 911 and get the police.
They are so passionate about food and they want to create this like high end experience, and it's really sad that happened to them. And now again, it makes people scared to go to downtown and shop and dines, and these are not positive, and we need to really get it under control. And we more than ever we need to say, you know When crime is committed, it's not tolerated. And it's that simple. And it starts there, right? I mean, like, being in the service, it makes me understand something. When you're signing up with an armed forces, when you get an order, it has to be clear order, right? You don't question the command of chief and said, well, we have to go to war. And then everyone question, is it the right war, is the wrong war, and which end should we go, right? You listen for the command of execution and you execute. But when all the boss are not on the same page and nobody's agreed on anything, then of course, your command of chief or your army, your police, they're just going to stand by and say, well, we don't get a clear order. So therefore, and that's what's going on in the police department. I feel like there's just a lot of not everyone on the same page. And at the end, the people are suffering.
That's how you lose as a community when the businesses can't make money and can't serve people, can't provide things. People want to spend money. You just have to give them a really good reason to do it. When we were, you have high end things, you have low end things. One of the things in the pandemic that put a lot of business salons out of business was people couldn't afford it but some people could, but they needed a reason to. They needed to feel like I'm getting great value out of that. Also, they need to make sure, hey, that business is going to be there next week, right?
Yes.
Especially when it comes to a hairdresser or a barber or a restaurateur. Like, I go to the same places I love because I can just go and I don't have to think about it. I know I'm going to have a good time. And if I'm going to see you or your team, it's going to be fun. Like, I would have fun with you, right? Like, so I'm sure there are customers that just enjoy seeing you, and that's the experience.
Yeah.
We all need the human experience. And I think that the politics, from what I've seen, are just so dark that there's just so much separation. That's why I really loved seeing you and Lauren. I'll just say, collaborate. You were very strong in supporting him, and he's supporting you, and other candidates. And then I interviewed a number of the mayoral candidates. They did a comedy show together, which was hilarious. So that spirit that you guys all have should get to the people, and it's tough when the media and that's why we're doing this. Hey, it's not everybody's going to jail for 95 years, or not everybody's indicted. Or some people are normal running for council, because you look at it seems like everybody's getting indicted or they're doing wild stuff. But I could do this forever, and man, you've really made my night. Thank you. I want everyone to know that you gave of your time to speak with me and to get your message out and to speak to the folks. So folks have voted for you. Is there anything you want to say to them while we have them? They're going to watch this.
Yes. Well, I wanted to say thank you for their vote and support, and some of my, the people who endorsed me. They gave me a lot of inspiration to continue fighting for a better Oakland. And I will continue to pushing the ball forward. And, like what I said, and I think I addressed this in my emails and stuff. Yes, I think, Oakland is the city that I have spent a lot of my time here and gave birth to my daughter here. It's a very special city, and I think that it deserves better. And it's for sure, and we can do this together. And I think that we can't give up hope, and we have to have faith.
I like that. Don't give up hope, guys. And thank you. I'm putting your graphic up so they can see where to follow you. But if they Google your name, you're everywhere. So many great videos on Instagram. They should follow you on Instagram. If they want to connect with you on ideas, I know that you'll speak to them. And they should go visit you downtown and say hi, and get a dog leash. They should go get a dog leash for the dog out there.
And some socks. We got cool socks too. Funny socks.
See, you got it all.
And wine, everything. We got everything.
Kanitha Matoury, thank you so much.